5353. Low-level wind shear may occur when A. Surface winds are light and variable. B. There is a low-level temperature inversion with strong winds above the inversion. C. Surface winds are above 15 knots, and there is no change in wind direction and wind speed with height. The correct answer is B. Low-level wind shear is a sudden change in wind speed or direction within the first 1,000 feet of the atmosphere. It is commonly associated with temperature inversions, thunderstorms, and mountains. Low-level wind shear can cause aircraft to lose lift or control. Pilots should listen to weather briefings, check radar, be aware of the environment, fly at a safe altitude, and be prepared to take corrective action. 5354. If a temperature inversion is encountered immediately after takeoff or during an approach to a landing, a potential hazard exists due to A. Wind shear. B. Strong surface winds. C. Strong convective current. The correct answer is A. Temperature inversions occur when a layer of air is colder than the air above it, leading to poor air quality and hazardous wind shear. Wind shear is a sudden change in wind speed or direction and can cause aircraft to lose lift or control. Pilots should listen to weather briefings, check radar, be aware of the environment, fly at a safe altitude, and be prepared to take corrective action to avoid wind shear. 5355. Given winds at 3,000 feet AGL is 30 kts, surface winds is calm while on approach for landing under clear skies with convective turbulence a few hours after sunrise. One should A. Increase approach airspeed slightly above normal to avoid stalling. B. Keep the approach airspeed at or slightly below normal to compensate for floating. C. Not alter the approach airspeed. These conditions are nearly ideal. The correct answer is A. Convective turbulence is caused by rising warm air. This warm air can create updrafts and downdrafts, which can cause the aircraft to experience sudden changes in airspeed and altitude. To avoid stalling, the pilot should increase the approach airspeed slightly above normal. This will help to ensure that the aircraft has enough airspeed to maintain lift, even in the presence of convective turbulence. Here are some additional tips for flying in convective turbulence. Fly at a higher altitude. Convective turbulence is usually strongest near the ground, so flying at a higher altitude will help to reduce the severity of the turbulence. Be prepared for sudden changes in airspeed and altitude. The pilot should be prepared to make quick adjustments to the aircraft's speed and altitude in order to maintain control. Use caution when landing. The pilot should use a wider than normal approach to allow for more time to react to any changes in airspeed or altitude. It is important to note that convective turbulence can be unpredictable, so it is always best to be prepared for the worst. 5359. During departure, under conditions of suspected low-level wind shear, a sudden decrease in headwind will cause A. A loss in airspeed equal to the decrease in wind velocity. B. A gain in airspeed equal to the decrease in wind velocity. C. No change in airspeed, but ground speed will decrease. The correct answer is A. During departure, an aircraft's airspeed is determined by the combination of its ground speed and the wind speed. If the headwind suddenly decreases, the aircraft's ground speed will increase, but its airspeed will decrease. This is because the aircraft is now moving through the air at a slower speed than before. The amount of airspeed loss will be equal to the decrease in headwind velocity. For example, if the headwind decreases from 20 knots to 10 knots, the aircraft will experience an airspeed loss of 10 knots. It is important for pilots to be aware of the potential for low-level wind shear during takeoff and landing. If wind shear is encountered, the pilot should take corrective action to maintain control of the aircraft. This may include increasing the aircraft's airspeed or adjusting the aircraft's attitude. 5448. A strong wind shear can be expected. A. In the jet stream front above a core having a speed of 60 to 90 knots. B. if the 5 degrees Celsius isotherms are spaced between 7 degrees to 10 degrees of latitude. C. On the low-pressure side of a jet stream core where the speed at the core is stronger than 110 knots. The correct answer is C. A jet stream is a fast-moving band of air that flows high above the Earth's surface. Jet streams are typically found in the upper troposphere, at altitudes of 10,000 to 30,000 feet. Jet streams can be very strong, with winds of up to 200 knots. Wind shear is a sudden change in wind speed or direction. Wind shear can be a hazard to aircraft, as it can cause them to lose lift or control. Wind shear is most likely to occur near jet streams, especially on the low-pressure side of the jet stream core. The low-pressure side of the jet stream core is where the air is moving from high pressure to low pressure. This creates a strong wind shear zone, where the wind speed can change rapidly over a short distance. If you are flying near a jet stream, it is important to be aware of the potential for wind shear. You should listen to weather briefings and be prepared to take corrective action if wind shear is encountered.